let's pick out our June books. Okay, we're gonna jump right in. I'm doing one of my favorite videos to make and to watch, honestly, and that is picking my June TBR with my prompt jar. Like I said, I'm jumping right in because I'm a yapper, but I want to yap about the good stuff. So let's start. First book that is going to be on my June TBR that I've already chosen because I do the buzzword challenge every month, as you may know if you've been here for a second. But this is Bloodmark by Tracy Dion. This is the second book in the Legendborn series. I read the last one like 2 summers ago, and I had so much fun. Also, really quickly, this is fulfilling the title challenge for one word title. I was in Michigan with my boyfriend and his grandparents, and we were like out fishing on a lake, and I was reading the first book, and it was just like, the vibes were so good, immaculate. So I'm very excited to pick up the second book. It's been a while, and I thought June was the perfect time to read it. Last time I read the first one, it was also like June or July. I'm trying to get better about giving good descriptions of what books are, but for now I do think they do such a good job. They get paid to do it. So I'm going to read you what it says. And maybe not all of it, but all Bree wanted was to uncover the truth behind her mother's death. So she infiltrated the Legendborn Order, a secret society descended from King Arthur's knights, only to discover her own ancestral power. Now, Bree has become someone new, a medium, a bloodcrafter, a scion. That's actually all I'm going to say because I don't even know if that's could be spoilers maybe, but this is just such a fun story. I feel like this is a very unique fantasy. It is, as it mentions, it is like King Arthur legend turned into magical secret societies. It's so good. Just pick up the first one. It is technically YA, but it does not read like that. It definitely reads older, and I'm having so much fun with it. So I'm excited to get into the second one. Second one that I've already chosen for my June TBR is for also the buzzword challenge, and that is the cover challenge for Something with Wings on it. So this is Fall of Wrath and Ruin by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I've had this for quite a while and haven't really been super like pushed to read it. But then when I was figuring out what I was going to read in June, I read the description again and I thought it sounded really good and very similar to another book I keep seeing called Silver Cloak. They both deal with pleasure as a form of magic, I guess. So I thought that was interesting. I also added Silver Cloak to my June TBR. You'll see that in a second, of like potential reads before I read the description for this. So maybe I won't read that since they both kind of have similar vibes. Long ago, the world was destroyed by gods. Only 9 cities were spared. Separated by a vast wilderness teeming with monsters and unimaginable dangers, each city is now ruled by a guardian, a royal who feeds on mortal pleasure. Born with an intuition that never fails, Callista knows her talents are of great value to the power-hungry of the world, so she lives hidden as a courtesan of the Baron of Archwood. In exchange for his protection, she grants him information. When her intuition leads her to save a traveling prince in dire trouble, the voice inside her blazes with warning and promise. Today, he'll bring her joy. One day, he'll be her doom. That's all I'm going to read for that. So I'm very excited to get into this one. I feel like it'll be good because this fantasy is definitely, I think, very different vibes from Bloodmark. So I feel like I need that sometimes, especially with fantasy. The world building is usually just so detailed and like information focused at times that I'm glad that they're different vibes. Okay, if you watched any of my other TBR videos, you'll know that I choose my TBR from these graphics I made. That's because I don't have a huge physical TBR shelf, and which is fine with me because then I get to kind of personally select each month the things that I have an eye on. So I will be choosing from this list with a priority on, I do, as you can see, I have a few physical book TBR selections on there. I'm going to prioritize all the books on this graphic essentially, but if one of my prompts extends past that, like it just doesn't fit for any of them, I will be looking at my like Goodreads TBR list as well. I have to say that at first I was not totally excited to choose my June TBR because there wasn't anything like really standing out to me. So I took some time a few days ago to go through my like saved videos on TikTok, on Instagram, like Goodreads list, everything, and like try to get an idea of what I even wanted to read. And now I feel much more confident, and I feel like this is going to be a very fun, good TBR. I'm very excited. I definitely want to get some romance in there. I feel like that's a given for summer. I feel like fantasy I could like cool off of a little bit just because I also have the 2 other fantasy I'm reading. And I would really love some like real like horror. And one book on here, Gone to See the Riverman, that's supposed to be pretty extreme horror, but I feel like I'm kind of craving that. I did a vlog where I was reading all Southern Gothic horror, and I feel like all of them were a little lax on the horror, and I really want to, I don't know, I'm just craving something pretty crazy right now, I guess. So let's go ahead and start choosing my prompts. I will also say another book I definitely want to read this month is 7 Days in June for obvious reasons. It's a romance set in June, so even if I don't get a prompt, I'm going to try to make one of the prompts fit for that, like really try, but if I don't, I might just add it to my, I will just add it to my TBR regardless. So all right. Whew, this is all right. Okay, this is like so nerve-wracking for no reason. Like I'm doing this to myself. Okay, this one's a longer one. Wait, I'll try to show you first. I don't even know if I should because last time they were not in focus, but maybe that'll be better. Okay, rainbow cover has at least 4 rainbow colors, which it is June, Pride Month, so that is kind of funny and perfect that it worked out that way. Okay, I have a few on here that are very colorful. Also, did you notice that there's like a little bit of a color scheme? All the top books are blue. There's a lot of blue books, and I made my June TBR like graphic blue before I picked the books on here, so worked out. But a lot of blue books, and then some like silvery purpley ones, and then like red and orange. I don't know what that means, but it's interesting. Okay, at least 4 rainbow colors. So that's like RG Biv. Okay, all of my physical TBR books I have on here are out. They really only have like 3, 4. I mean, I guess they do have 4 colors, but they're not very colorful. Like I guess Book Lovers is kind of colorful, but not really. So I'm gonna look. I feel like I want to go for one of these top 2, either One Golden Summer or Remarkably Bright Creatures. Like those kind of seem the most colorful to me. Or maybe I Who Have Never Known Men. Let me see. Orange, yellow. Okay, I'm really in between One Golden Summer and Remarkably Bright Creatures. I don't know why I can't say that. The thing is, I know that Remarkably Bright Creatures has the movie out on Netflix right now, and I would really like to read that. And watch that. And I don't know if I'll have another prompt coming up that I could use that for. But what if I get one that's like TV adaptation or something? Okay. I think I'm going to, I want to choose Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I think that's what I want to do. I'm not going to give like crazy full descriptions of all these, but Remarkably Bright Creatures is about a woman who she's kind of lonely, and she works as a janitor at an aquarium and befriends the octopus in one of the tanks. And I think we get POVs from the octopus. So I think that's kind of interesting and sounds like it's supposed to be heartwarming and kind of funny. So I'm excited. I feel like that's a good summer book. That's our first TBR prompt jar pick. Oh, there's a necklace in here. Okay, that's not supposed to be there. I think I'm going to choose, what do I normally choose? I always forget how many I choose. I think I'm going to choose 5. Or do I choose? No, I think I usually choose 4, and then I usually add an extra 1, 5, because I try to read at least 6 books a month these days. So we'll choose 5. Okay. Read your you don't need to see it. Read your most anticipated book of the year. What is that? I mean, none of these are totally like, oh, you know what I could do? Okay. I could do Yesteryear. This is a book I wouldn't say it's like totally anticipated and like I was like waiting for it to come out and like desperate or whatever. But when it did come out, I've been very, very interested in wanting to get my hands on it. So I could do that. Because I feel like none of these are newer books. So I'm not like dying to get, it's not like because it doesn't say, so it says most anticipated book, but that kind of implies that it's new. So I think I will choose Yesteryear. This is by Caro Claire Burke. And this is about a woman who is a trad wife influencer in modern time. And one day she wakes up in the actual like 1800s and has to perform all the duties a trad wife kind of pretends to do online. So I think that premise is really interesting. I've been hearing so many people talk about this book, so I feel like I need to get my paws on it. All right, that's book 2. Let's get our next one. I can tell from the back that this is like a short prompt. A classic. Shoot. Okay. Shoot. I'm like, what is a classic really? I feel like I could say some of these are classics to some people, like Cersei or Song of Achilles, but I know that's not what it's actually saying. I think what I'm actually going to choose, it's not even on here at all, I don't have any classics really on here, is A Picture of Dorian Gray. I think this is a shorter book. I think this is, one, a good book for Pride Month, and 2, I've been interested in reading it for a while. And I feel like this is going to be a good time to read it maybe. For some reason, I really don't know much about the premise, but I feel like summer is a good time to read it. I could be totally off, but I think that's what I'm going to go with. A Picture of Dorian Gray. So that was easy. Easier than I thought it was going to be. All right, we're at 3. I'm going to pick 2 more, which we've gotten 2 off my graphic, 1 not. None of my physical TBR books. A little scary, a little daunting. Oh, I have 2. Okay, I'm going to choose the bigger one. Ooh, this one's fun. Okay, definitely going to see if I have anything that on my graphic that works for this, but it's a book set somewhere you've visited. I love that. Okay, let me take a look at some of the books on here. Okay, through some research, I found only 2 books really fit that. And one of them is A 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. And this takes place in New York, specifically Brooklyn, which I don't know if I've been to Brooklyn, but I've definitely been to New York City. So I think that counts. And I could also do It's Not Her by Mary Kubick, which is a thriller set in a like camp, or not a camp, a like lake town in Wisconsin, which I've also been to. But obviously I said I really wanted to read 7 Days in June, so we're going to choose that one. Okay, last one, and I'm a little nervous because there's definitely a few I still want to read in here, but you have to have faith in the TBR prompt jar gods, so that's what I'm trying to do. All right, let me see. Okay, that's too many. Perfect. Okay, this is a book set in the South, which, yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to do, I don't know why I'm lifting this. I'm going to do Gone to See the Riverman. I just looked it up. This is set in, it just said a southern town. I think I read somewhere else that it might be Virginia, which, is that technically the South? I'm not sure. But this is supposed to be like a Southern Gothic horror book, so I think that is the perfect choice for a book set in the South. So very excited about that. Oh, okay, amazing. So my final book selection, sorry, I'm just reading off my iPad because it's easiest, is Bloodbark by Tracy Deonn, Fall of Wrath and Ruin by Jennifer L. Armentrout, Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt, 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, Yesteryear by Caro Burke, and Gone to See the Riverman by Christopher Triani. I'm so excited. There's definitely a few on here that I would still really love to get to. I think I will probably just move them over into my July TBR picks, but for now, this is going to be the books I'm reading in June. And also, if you enjoyed my very niche, like reading only one genre video that I did last month for Southern Gothic Horror, I'm doing another very similar vlog in June, but instead it is going to be all mermaid, pirates, sea life type books. So I'm very excited. It'll be kind of the same structure where I'm reading books in that theme and then also doing a few activities that kind of go along with that. So stay tuned for that and stay tuned for my reviews of my TBR. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.